In the misty dawn of a bustling Lagos neighborhood, where the harmattan wind whispered secrets through the palm trees, a single cry echoed like a thunderclap from the heavens. It wasn't the roar of a lion or the wail of a lost spirit. No, it was the voice of a grown man, Obi, bellowing from his mother's compound. Mama, what are we eating this morning? At 35 years old, with muscles that could lift a truck and a beard that spoke of wisdom he never claimed, Obi still clung to his mother's apron strings like a vine to an ancient Iroko tree. But little did the villagers know, this spoiled boy's lazy question would unravel a curse older than the Niger River, drawing him into a whirlwind of trials that would test his soul, break his heart, and forge him anew. As the sun peeked over the rooftops, the palms seemed to shiver, as if warning. Change was coming, fierce and unforgiving. Obi lived in a modest but comfortable home in Ikeja, surrounded by the hum of okadas zipping by and the aroma of akara frying in the streets. His mother, Ada, a widow with hands calloused from years of hawking fabrics in the market, doted on him endlessly. My only son, she would say, her voice thick with love and exhaustion. You are the light of my eyes. Every morning, without fail, Obi would lounge on the veranda, his phone in hand, scrolling through Instagram, waiting for Ada to serve him breakfast. Pounded yam, egusi soup, or even simple bread and tea. It didn't matter as long as it appeared like magic. But on this fateful morning, as Ada's spoon clattered in the pot, a strange visitor arrived at their gate. An old woman, bent like a question mark, with eyes sharp as kola nuts. She knocked thrice, and when Ada opened the door, the crone whispered, "The boy must learn, or the spirits will claim what is owed." Ada shivered, but Obi, overhearing, laughed it off. "Mama, ignore her. Just bring the food now." Little did he know, this was the hook that would pull him from his cocoon of comfort into a storm of self-discovery. As the day unfolded, Obi's routine remained unchanged, a testament to his spoiled ways. He rose late, his bed unmade, and wandered into the kitchen where Ada was already sweating over the stove. "Mama, is it amala today? Make sure it's soft though," he said, plopping down on a stool. Ada sighed, her back aching from the weight of both pots and worries. She had lost her husband, Emeka, to a sudden illness when Obi was just a boy, and in her grief she had poured all her love into him, shielding him from life's harsh edges. Now, at 35, Obi had no job, no wife, no purpose, only endless demands. The neighbors whispered behind their curtains. "See that Obi, still sucking his mama's breast at his age," one said. "Ahen, spoiled rotten like overripe plantain." But Obi paid no mind. He spent his afternoons at the local bar with friends like Chidi and Tunde, boasting about nothing while sipping star beer. "My mama cooks the best jollof," he'd brag, as if it were his achievement. That evening, as the sun dipped low, painting the sky in oranges and pinks, Ada confronted him gently. "Obi, my son, when will you stand on your own? I won't be here forever." Tears welled in her eyes, but Obi waved her off. "Mama, don't worry. God will provide." Deep down, though, a flicker of guilt stirred, like a distant drumbeat in his chest. The old woman's words haunted the air, and that night, dreams of shadowy figures chasing him through Lagos traffic plagued his sleep. Emotional waves crashed over Ada as she watched her son sleep, his face innocent like the child he once was. How had she failed him? The story of their family was one of resilience, descended from warriors who tamed the wild savannas, but Obi seemed destined for softness. Little did they know, the spirits were awakening, ready to demand their due. The next morning, Obi's cry rang out again. "Mama, what are we eating this morning?" But this time Ada didn't respond. She lay in bed, her body hot with fever, her strength sapped by an unseen force. Panic gripped Obi as he rushed to her side. "Mama, talk to me." Her eyes fluttered open, weak. "The old woman, she warned us. The curse of the lazy son, it has come." In a folk tale whispered among the elders, There was a legend of the Whispering Palms, a grove where ancestors punished those who refused to grow. If a man reached 35 without claiming his manhood, the palms would summon trials, loss, adventure, and redemption. Obi, in his denial, had triggered it. The old woman was no stranger. She was a guardian spirit in disguise. Desperate, Obi called the local doctor, but medicine failed. This is no ordinary sickness, the doctor said. Seek the herbalist in the village outskirts. With trembling hands, Obi helped Ida into a taxi, his heart pounding like djembe drums. As they drove through the chaotic streets of Lagos, horns blaring and hawkers shouting, Obi felt the weight of his laziness for the first time. Tears streamed down his face, emotional, raw, a man-child facing the abyss. At the herbalist's hut, surrounded by drying leaves and strange potions, the old man chanted, "The boy must journey alone to the Whispering Palms. Only then will the mother heal." Obi's world shattered. Leave home, face the unknown. But for Mama, he had no choice. As night fell, he packed a small bag, his mind racing with fear and determination. Obi set out at dawn, his feet heavy on the dusty road leading out of Ikeja. The city faded behind him, replaced by rural paths lined with cassava farms and goats bleating. "Mama, I will make you proud," he whispered to the wind. But doubt gnawed at him. 35 years of dependence didn't vanish overnight. His first trial came swiftly. A raging river blocked his path, swollen from recent rains. Villagers on the bank warned, "No one crosses without a bridge fee," but the ferryman demands a riddle solved. The ferryman, a grizzled man named Kofi, grinned. "What walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 at noon, and 3 in the evening?" Obi froze, his spoiled mind unaccustomed to thinking. But remembering Ada's old stories, he answered, "Man." The ferryman nodded, and Obi crossed, his heart swelling with pride. As he rested on the other side, the drama intensified. A storm brewed, lightning cracking like angry gods. Soaked and shivering, Obi found shelter in a cave where he reflected on his life. Emotions surged, regret for burdening Ada, anger at himself. "Why didn't I learn sooner?" he sobbed. Hey, if you're enjoying this tale of transformation and Nigerian spirit, hit that subscribe button right now. It keeps the stories coming. And drop a comment below. Where are you watching from? Lagos, Abuja, or maybe New York? Let's connect. Pressing on, Obi encountered a beggar who shared his meager meal. "Kindness returns," the beggar said. Obi for the first time felt the joy of giving rather than taking. Deeper into the bush, Obi's path led to a dense forest where birds sang melodies of warning. Hunger gnawed at him, ironic for a man who always asked what was for breakfast. He foraged for fruits, his hands blistered, learning the hard way what Ada had done daily. Suddenly, a lioness blocked his way, her cubs nearby. Terror gripped Obi, but instead of running, he stood firm, remembering folk tales of bravery. "I mean no harm," he said softly. The lioness, as if sensing his changing spirit, stepped aside. Emotional triumph washed over him. He was no longer the boy, but a man emerging. That night, around a fire with nomadic herders, stories flowed. One herder, named Musa, shared, "Life is like the harmattan, dry and harsh, but it clears the way for rain." Obi nodded, tears in his eyes, missing Ada fiercely. Arriving at a remote village, Obi faced the second major trial, labor. The chief demanded he help build a hut to prove his worth for passage. Obi, whose hands knew only phones and spoons, struggled with mud and thatch. Blisters turned to calluses, sweat to determination. Villagers laughed at first, but as the hut rose, respect grew. Emotionally, it broke him. Memories of Ada slaving while he lazed. "Forgive me, Mama," he whispered. A young woman, Ngozi, helped him, her kindness sparking a flicker of romance. "You have strength inside," she said. Obi's heart raced, entertaining thoughts of love for the first time. But drama struck. Ngozi's brother, jealous, accused Obi of theft. Thrown into a makeshift jail, Obi despaired. Is this the end? He cried, emotions raw. In the dark, he reflected on his spoiled life, vowing change if freed. A wise elder intervened, seeing the truth. Freed, Obi left with a heavy heart, the betrayal teaching him trust's fragility. The journey hardened him, but also opened his soul. Finally, the grove appeared, tall, palms swaying, whispering secrets. Obi entered, the air thick with magic, spirits manifested as glowing figures, judging him. Why have you come, lazy son? They boomed. Obi knelt, emotional, pouring out his story. I was spoiled, but I seek redemption for my mother. The spirit set the final trial, faced his inner demons in a vision. In the vision, he relived his laziness, feeling Ada's pain. Tears flowed as he begged forgiveness. Entertaining battles with shadow versions of himself ensued, dramatic and intense. Victorious, the curse lifted. The spirits blessed him with wisdom. Obi rushed home, transformed. Ada, miraculously healed, embraced him. My son, you are a man now. But the story wasn't over. Obi started a small business, helping others break cycles of dependence. Hey, loving the drama? Subscribe for more folk tales like this. Where you they watch from? London, Accra, or Johannesburg? Obi courted Ngozi, who had followed him. Their love blossomed, emotional and sweet. Weddings' bells rang, entertaining the village with dances and feasts. Old habits died hard. A slip where Obi asked Ada for food, but he caught himself cooking instead. Drama with business rivals tested him, but he prevailed. Years later, Obi told his children the tale, passing on the moral, grow or perish. Emotional reflections on his journey moved all. Subscribe now to catch more inspiring stories. Tell me in the comments, where are you tuning in from? In the end, the palms whispered approval. Obi, no longer spoiled, lived fully, and so the folktale teaches even at 35 change is possible.